Hello and welcome to another episode of Kerbal Space Program with me, Balthelion. It's been a while since I did the last one of these, and in the meantime I now have updated to version 19.1, which you can see in the bottom right of the screen there. So there's some new features. I can't be bothered trying to read out the patch notes because A, it's boring, and B, you might not even own the game. You're probably just watching this because you like the explosions. But there's two major things that have come into the game. First off is there's new animations on the astronauts, so they can emote new kinds of terror when they're piloting our rockets into space. And the second thing is there is now re-entry heat. As far as I know, it's cosmetic only, so we're not going to burn up in the atmosphere. But I could be mistaken. But let's get back in the game then. And have I got a treat for you today? Resume saved. So yeah, our first two episodes, they didn't go too well. We kind of exploded and crashed, and yeah, the President of the United States of Kerbal has told me I need to, get my act together, get a win on the table, otherwise he's going to cut my funding. So my scientists have come up with this, which technically is from a previous rocket I'd made in one of the previous versions of the game. It seems to port over fine, but I haven't actually tried launching this in 19.1, so this could be interesting. But feast your eyes on this when it loads. There's so many parts. Oh yeah! Look at the size of this thing. This is the International Space Station, which is probably my greatest achievement to date, actually getting this thing into orbit, because if you look at this rocket you think that's just going to end badly. It's going to fall apart, it's going to explode, it's going to do anything apart from be a space station. But this thing not only got into space, it got into pretty much circular orbit, and our Kerbals were happy about that. But this is a 3-man pod at the top here. We have a crew capsule, I believe this bit is, which basically means we can take on some extra Kerbals if they dock, which they could do if I could ever manage to actually dock something. These spiky bits are some kind of electric power motor things. That's about as technical as I can get. These bits are lights on the side. These are thruster fuel tanks. I think these bits are just structural things, they don't do anything. Same with these bits here. All 6 of these in these up, down, left, right, forward, back are all structural. But there's 4 docking ports on each of the end of those spokes. They've got another structural thing leading down into the main rocket, which is a monster. But this central one, the central orange tank there, is actually going to stay part of the space station. That's got some lights on it. But to get it into space, we've got 4 massive fuel tanks, and we have 8, I think, small fuel tanks, and a load of bloody big booster rockets, which will detach at some point. Because it's incredibly unstable, it's got all these structural connectors, these grey lines, which are just connecting everything together to make sure it doesn't wobble. And we've got some fuel rods, if I can zoom in on those, these yellow lines, and you can just about see the arrows probably on YouTube, but they're pointing to the right, which basically is the direction of the fuel flow. So if we ever connect anything with one of these yellow lines, fuel will go from the from direction into the to direction. So basically it's saying use up all the stuff in this fuel tank first so we can eject it and not have to worry about using up all our fuel carrying dead weight. But yeah, this is probably going to end in tears. But let's take this guy to the launch pad. But remember, we need to chalk up a win. We need this to work, otherwise our funding's going to be cut. It's probably going to take a while to just initialise itself. But on the bottom right there we have Bob, Bill and Thornbury Kerman. And Bob's making spastic faces. They're looking around, they're kind of gritting their teeth, thinking, I think he just shrugged then. He's like, oh well, let's go. So yeah, we don't actually have any, what they called, the things that I can connect to the sides to make it hang from. So this is actually just standing up on its own, which is usually a good way to make your rocket fall apart on the landing pad. So let's not leave that around too long. I'm going to turn on the SAS with the T key, which is making my wings desperately try and stabilise itself from being wobbly. I hope the staging this is set up correctly, otherwise it's just going to explode. But I'm going to go in 5, 4. Oh, Bill's doing a dance! Look at that! Look at that! Yeah! You really want to get going, don't you? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Godspeed! Well, it's took off. Hasn't exploded on the landing pad, so we're going to get some altitude. It's a bit wobbly. The thing I don't want is this bit snapping in half, because this hasn't got any connectors to the rest of the rocket, so that's going to wobble around a bit. Oh shit! No! We're going to overheat and explode! Throttle down, throttle down! Whoa! Oh, I didn't see that until it got up to about 90% there. Let's throttle back up and try and find the sweet spot. If that gets to maximum, that will explode. I think that's our main engines on the orange tanks. We seem to be alright. We're getting close to where we're going to decouple our solid fuel boosters, and hopefully they won't crash into the rest of our rocket, otherwise that's going to end bad. Here we go, they're running out of fuel. Please work, and detach! Yes! And we've still got our mini fuel tanks with the little winglets on them, so that's cool. Do we want to throttle up a bit? No we don't, because that's going to overheat. Is that saying that's out of fuel? It is. Okay, detach. Ooh! That early got me, didn't it? Are they meant to be there, them rockets? I don't know. I don't remember them bits. How are we doing? We've got 20,000, looking good. Not quite overheating, the atmosphere's thinning out, so it's cooling the engines a little bit better. Play done. Right, detach. Ooh! Fire that. Okay, so we've got solid fuel boosters firing now. I have no idea how this rocket works. I haven't used it in God knows how long. So what is this doing now then? I see. Right, so I think we're going well. Are we in space at the top? We are going to be in space at the top, so let's throttle down. I can't throttle down because there's no throttle. Turn the SAS off. We're going to do a small orbital turn, hopefully. We're not turning at all, are we? Oh, there we go. We have no manoeuvrability. This is fantastic. I hope that's the right direction. Oh, fantastic. Right, let's turn the SAS on. Detach them. Let's throttle down to minimal. Just a little bit of that on, because that can gimbal that engine, so that should help us do a turn. And we're just going to line it up roughly about on that line there, whatever number that is. Stop there a minute. Right, which direction is that? Right, S is making me go that way. Okay. Throttle off. We're going to wait until we get up to the top there, so we're going to stick a manoeuvre in quickly. We've got a minute to make this work. And we can drag the green one around, not that way, until that makes a kind of circle. Not quite. One of those should tug it, shouldn't they? Sugar. Damn it! Ah, there we are. Alright. Down a bit. 377, 131. It's not great. It'll do. It's space. So we need to come out the map. We now need to target this blue indicator. So I need a bit of throttle just to allow that engine to gimbal. And we've got a node coming up in T-minus 55 seconds, so we need to be aiming in the correct direction by the time we get there. Looking good. And stop! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we're going well, going well. Up a bit, up a bit. That'll do, I don't need to be fussy. Now we're lined up, that's going to burn us in the correct direction to establish this orbit if we give it appropriate thrust, which is what this bar is. So it reckons we'll need to full burn for 13 seconds until this goes down to 0. That's the required change, basically. We need to fire that in just over 5 seconds, so we'll just wait. Oh, not yet, because that's already turned on. 2, 1, maximum burn. That's not 13 seconds, you've been up to like a minute now. As you can see, that's coming down. Our speed's going up. We check the map. Our blue line, which is our actual trajectory, will slowly expand until it's about the same as that. So we're just going to stay in this view. And we're going to run out of fuel. And our rocket's looks like it's about to snap in half, which is not best. Oh. Well, that was new. We have a problem. We're going back into the atmosphere, so I guess we might as well do it in style. Let's deploy the solar panels. Let's turn the lights on. What's the lights button? Lights on. Solar panels extended. And they will automatically rotate to find the sun, which is probably behind us over there somewhere. And well, you guys are going in. Let's fast forward. It's not throttled up, it's got no engine. Bob's looking around the cockpit as if to say, this doesn't end well. Thornbury's loving the fact he's about to die. He's just looking around at all the instruments, enjoying himself. I don't think we've actually been inside the cockpit before, have we? Let's go into Bob's seat. So, see the other guys. They're I'm not sure if he's in terror or enjoying it, one of the two. But we can see our instruments. The numbers there are going down incredibly fast. Our surface velocity. Oh, we're heating. Get out of that. Out of the cockpit. How do I end the EVA? How does one get outside of the rocket? If I turned off the... Oh. I think we're now in a death roll. We seem to be going in upside down. Guys, come on! Where's the escape from cockpit button? Stage? No. Help! Help! There must be a button to get out of the cockpit. You're not going to give me any controls. Oh, lovely! We're going to explode from inside. I think that gets to 0 and we go boom. Oh guys, it's been nice knowing you. We're going in. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh! Splat. Oh dear. Smashed down hard and were destroyed. What actually caused that though? Having splashed down hard and destroyed... it overheated. Okay. So we're running low on fuel, which wasn't the best of starts. Let's try that again, restart flight. So once again it is Bob, Bill and Thornbury Kerman. Take 2. So throttle up, SAS on. So this time I think we'll do an orbital turn a bit earlier, just so we can get a bit more orbital velocity. So we're not trying to do everything a bit too late and then being a bit too short on fuel. Oh, overheat, overheat. Bad. So we'll probably get up to about 20k and then we'll start a bit of a turn. Or maybe as soon as we ditch the second mini fuel tank, I don't know. Seems to be going well at the moment. We're about to go over 200 meters per second in velocity. Solid fuel is about to run out. And detach. Clean detach, lovely. They've run out instantly. So detach. Get rid of that dead weight. And I think quickly we're going to do a quick orbital turn. We're only at 10, just gone 10 though. That's probably not the best of times to be doing this. Oh my god! That's not looking good. That's a wobbly rocket. I think we should have probably stayed vertical until these came off because I don't know what's going on. Oh. Just hang in there. We can make it. Ooh, that was tight. There we go. I've actually got little separation rockets to. We're spinning uncontrollably. That's not good. That's just going to mean I'm not going to have any idea which direction my thrusters will turn me. Just stabilise. It's not hard. I can't make orbital adjustments while I'm spinning either, which isn't going to help. Right. What's that? D's kind of over there. That's kind of making me going down. Well, kind of working, kind of working. That's not that way. That's down. No. Mini bit of thrust, just to work out what the hell's going on. We're in space. That's the important thing. So what we need to do, equalise. There we go. There we go. Look at that. We're spot on that line. Perfect. Let's go about there. Let's work this out. So when we get to about there, which is less than a minute, we need to work this one out. Fantastic. Make that go out. Make that go around. Don't need to be posh. It will do, right. Yeah, actually, don't need to be fussy. Let's just that would appear to be a downward direction. That's not good. Are you sure about this? Well, it is working. I'll give it that. Do we have enough thrust? We're overheating this time. We're not going to explode. Oh, we've got to have RCS on. That's not going to help. Okay, we seem to have stabilised the heat. That's okay. Our fuel's not going to last. It's not going to do it, is it? Come on. As long as our orbit on the other side is higher than 70, or in space, it counts. We'll get our funding for next year. It'll be fine. Okay, so we're nearly there. Let's come out this side. As long as that space. Alright, cut that because we'll need our fuel. 193 against 116. That is technically a orbital orbit. Even though we are a bit short, we're nearly out of rocket fuel. What do we want to do? Well, let's do the first things, which is first off lock that so it stops wobbling around and looking really stupid. Gonna have to deploy our solar panels for no other reason than they look cool. I don't think they actually serve any practical purpose in my space station. Look at that. There's a money shot. But if we actually were able to dock things, which I'm not because I can't make them meet up, but if I could open the shield, deploy the little docking port, and then something can come in there to dock. But I suck at that. Maybe one day. But should we try and sort out that orbit? Let's go for a spacewalk. First things first, I'm just going to twist that a little bit, just to try and equalise that with the horizon, because it looks better. And who wants to go out? Well, Thornby Kerman seems to be enjoying himself, so let's send him on an EVA. Okay, here he is, hanging on for dear life on our rocket. So when they come out, they are technically on steps, and I have put more steps. Oh, are you on the step? Seems to be floating off. Oh, he's detached, but you'll notice I can't actually do it while I'm outside the rocket. He's drifting off into space. Look at him, look, he's loving it. Look at that. How do you turn your light on, mate? L? There we go. Got his helmet light on. He's loving it. He's probably not aware of the fact that he's drifting away from the spacecraft. But he should probably put his visor down. He's staring directly at the sun. That's probably not good for his eyes. Look at him. Look, he's loving that. Wow. But I think you should probably get back over there. So is it R? Yep, R will turn on the jetpack. And WASD will move me forwards, back, left, right. Q and E twists. Shift is up, control is down. Okay, so let's not do something too drastic, otherwise we're going to completely overshoot the rocket and not be able to get back, like we're probably about to do now. Try and match its velocity. There we go. So don't damage the solar panels. Get your grubby shoes off there. But, have we turned the lights on inside? I don't think we have we? But you can see all these little grey bits are my strut connectors, where I'd attached the rest of the rocket to make sure it doesn't fall apart. Obviously we've got our solar panels there. We've got these 3 sets of thruster rockets just to help swing the fat arse of this thing around. We've got a big rocket engine down here with some sort of warning label on it. So you better hope your astronaut buddies don't turn that on while you're sat here, otherwise that's going to hurt your head. So inspect for damage around here then, shall we? With our helmet lights, because you can actually see those now against the spaceship, because it's dark on this side. I think we're getting a bit too fast again. Slowly does it. So we've got some more thrusters on the docking bits, again just to make it easier. We've got some lights on... whoa. Slowly, slowly. So I don't know how I'm supposed to target the other guys, because I swear normally there's a panel you can do all that. Would like to switch inside and get the guys to turn the lights on for me, but I can't do that at the moment. So yeah, this is just these are all skinny bits, just so anything trying to dock's not going to hit the main rocket, basically. We've got 4 docking ports there for things which I'll never manage to dock. We've got our thruster fuel tanks here, loads of thrusters of fuel. Little engines, our lights, a crew pod, and then once again we've got a docking port on the front. If we were going to dock this onto something else. Let's try and get him back inside, because he does have an air supply and a fuel supply, and he's at 85%. We had to be on the dark side, didn't we? Right. Actually, I could shove you in the crew hatch. Let's try that. Come in slowly. Mind your head. Mind your head. Grab. Grab. Oh. Oh. Is that technically on the ladder? It just kind of bounced. Like, F to board. So he's in the crew module. Bob and Bill are still in the main capsule. But I should be able to turn the lights on with that button. Look at that. There we go. That's much better. So even on the dark side, you can actually see what's going on. But let's get... Why can't I get you out the crew hatch? Where's the hatch? Thornbury Kerman, EVA. He's back outside. He's the wrong way round, but it'll do. Go on. Go in bum first. And he's back inside there. And the cameras have just come on. And they're cheering him, and he's loving it. Look at him, look. He's got a big grin on his face. He's just loving the fact that he's not going to die. So I think because we've got our SAS on, we're slowly... we're not maintaining our angle in relation to the planet. It's just generically in regards to space. So we would actually do a complete backflip by the time we go around the planet. And the sun's just gone out. That is a money shot there. Can we see the moon? The moon? There it is. One day, moon. One day. I had actually been to the moon before. I think 3 things have technically reached the moon's surface. The first one kind of almost landed, but it kind of fell over when it tried to land and exploded, but the crew capsule survived. And my lone Kerbal was stuck on the moon in his one-man crew capsule for all eternity. The second one just came down too hard and exploded. And the third one was a successful landing that actually took off again, but probably didn't make it all the way back to Kerbal because he didn't have enough fuel. But hopefully in these videos I'll be able to get to the moon, because there's plenty of other orbital bodies. If I just go to the map, zoom all the way out, we've got the moon, we've got the other moon called Minmus, and we've got all those planetary bodies, all with their own... yeah, I think this one was actually in there the last time I did a video, but Elu, the ice planet. All these planets, many with their own moons as well. And I've got no hope in getting those. I can probably launch one that will get outside of the orbit of Elu, it just fly off into deep space and never be seen again. But yeah, for the minute, our ultimate goal with spaceflight is going to be the moon, if we can eventually get there. But for now, we've managed to launch that space station. It's in an orbit, everyone's alive, it hasn't exploded. So this thing will now be permanently in our space centre. If we don't click end flight if you're doing this, otherwise it will literally end your flight and you'll never have that there. So if you've just done something ridiculously hard, like getting a space station up, never end flight. Let's go space centre. But if we go on our tracking station now, double click, there we go. We can actually see what's going on in space. For radar, we can select the International Space Station. So it's at 193 at its widest orbit, and 116 at its narrowest. It's an orbit, it counts. Obviously a circular one would be great, but as long as it's above 70, it's in space. There's going to be no air braking when it goes inside the atmosphere, so 70 above is fine, even if it is a bit close to the planet, so that'll do. We can be happy with that. Look at that, I think that's... okay, maybe it's not quite a equatorial orbit. It's close enough. I'm happy with that. But I think we'll stop there. And next time, maybe we'll have another go with some space planes. So until then, see you later.